Yes, thank you very much for the congratulations. I would also thank basically all the supporters who came today. I think this was a very, very good crowd, and I think it was absolutely the right decision to go to Polokwane for us. And they really pushed us to the energy we needed in this game. I also would like to thank, and that I want to really use this opportunity to thank the ZIFA, the administration, the CEO, Yvonne, and the whole staff from working there under her, because when I came here about 3 months ago, I was from the first day fully supported, zero interference, no fishy smell around the team, like it should be in football. And I know there's a lot of always criticism around, and I worked with many federations, I worked with many CEOs, and I can tell you, you should be happy what you have at ZIFA right now. That's what I really want to say, because I also observe things and I know what's coming in January, but I think that this was very needed from my side. Towards the game, yeah, we had, how can you say, a nervous start, a very nervous start. And we had actually a big blunder at the beginning. I think it was marvelous. He was just not focused, and we had a spectacular tackle, a save from teenage Hadebe. The game could have gone totally different in that situation. So we took about 15, 20 minutes to come into the game. We had too many mistakes. We couldn't keep the ball. You could see a little bit the nervousness. Yeah, because they knew what is at stake. Yeah, if we would have lost today, we would have had to beat most likely Cameroon in Cameroon with a 30 hours travel in between. Quite a difficult task. Yeah, but then we got more and more, I think, better in the game. And when the goal was scored, of course, it calms a little bit your nerves, and you could see that we started actually to play. And in the second half, we actually, in my opinion, became more and more confident in the game, and the goal happened out of nothing for me. And I didn't see it yet again on TV. And then it's clear, when you get a goal, then 1-1, then it's a mental game, a nervous game. Yeah? Anything can then happen in football. They try to punch all their tall players and long balls up front. We had a lot of chances then where we should have finished and buried the game, and to calm also our nerves. And at the end, I think we had a deserved point which we wanted. We are qualified. That was the overall objective, also set out 3 months ago. We achieved that, 1 game to spare. I think we can be happy.
Excellent. We're going to feed some questions. Just indicate by raising your hand, introduce yourself, your media house, and then one question.
Good evening, Coach. Times. Congratulations on securing, qualification. My question is to say, when you took over the team, it wasn't in the best state. How difficult was it for you to secure this, and bringing someone like Khama to achieve that? How important was it?
I found when I during the interview process, that was also quite an interesting challenge, to be frankly honest, to be selected for this job. During the interview process, I also had to prepare myself. And when I watched all the games, I always felt there is a player missing behind the striker, or who can make the difference. You were all good footballers, they were all very powerful and this and that, but there was something like a creative heart missing. And I know Khama from his football career, and I observed how he performed when he was back in Zimbabwe. And then I approached him. I had to approach the club also. It was not just that you phone, hey, you want to play again for the national team. These players and others you always write about, they have conditions, and the conditions are not about money or something like that. They have conditions that the things around the team is run fully professional. They don't want to come from retirement and 1 month later retire again or resign again. They want that everything is clean around the team, from the hotel booking up to the match venue, to the flight bookings, up to the player selection, to the final selection on the pitch. And they even are not, how can you say, they even can accept to be on the bench. But they want to know that everything is, from a football, from a professional, from a sports point of view, run appropriately. We are a small federation, but everybody is giving the best. I mean, you can ask Mike. Just it's not easy. We had the idea to fly a charter flight to Cameroon, but we were just over challenged with our own tasks, but everybody is there giving the best, and I think the players also felt that they're not somehow fooled or something, and that is basically the secret. That's why they put everything on the table on the pitch. Very simple. I didn't play today. I didn't put Godknows Murwira on the bench because I didn't like him or someone phoned me or whatsoever. Very simple. We know that their number 9 is maybe the best number 9 in Southern and East Africa. He's an absolute top-class player, and we needed someone who can mark him in set pieces. And God knows he's a head shorter than Munashe. Very simple. And so I had to put him in, even on a full-back position. And he's also quite fast, even though he's tall. And so I said, we need more speed there, we need more height in the set pieces. And that's why he was selected today. It was also hard for Godknows, who played every 4 games before. So there's nothing... It is just purely sports point of views, and I could have been also wrong. I said today we started with Maswanhise. Yeah, he's in good shape. When you select a player, he's in good shape. He scores goals in their leagues. He makes assists in the leagues. And yes, he's a shorter guy, but in attack it can be sometimes an advantage when you are more agile and mobile against the tall guys. There are 5 or 6 players which are 195 or 190 tall, and they're very strong in the air. But in the ground, these players can make then maybe the difference. And actually, it worked out, so we can be very happy. You know?
Larry?
Okay, Coach. Larry from ZIFA News. And just now, how disappointing is it? You qualify with the team on a high, and you sort of have to wait a year to play the tournament that you've qualified for.
Yeah, but we knew that before, no? And I cannot now start crying about that, because we knew it before. It's a bit strange. The whole qualification was also very condensed. Imagine a key player gets injured, he's out of the complete qualification. No? And so it was a real challenge, this qualification. It was condensed. When you lose, you cannot rectify things. The calendar is fully packed. You have no time to train. When we play now in Cameroon, I can tell you we have only one session, 60 minutes in the stadium. Yeah? That's all. The rest is traveling. Yeah? Not even a recovery training. So, yeah, but I must also say it gives us time. You know, we were a lot under time pressure. That was a big challenge when I came. Really, the time pressure was massive. The staff never worked with me. I just took over who was there. People I never worked before. I did that in the past also. And I know what it means. You have to yourself open up, and you have to give trust, but you also have to give trust back. And you never know how it will end. But I must really compliment all the technical staff, the coaches, assistant coaches, goalkeeper coaches. If I start now with one name, the medical department, the team administration, that belongs all, the media department, it all belongs together. This is like one team. It's not just 11 players or 22 players, 23 players and a coach and this and that. Everybody from kid, I think I cannot mention them all, they belong together, and they really worked very hard and very good.
Coach, my name is Gilbert Wandera from Zimbabwe in Kenya.
Mm-hmm.
Congratulations once again for qualifying. I have 2 questions. One is, you've talked about a congested calendar. How is that affecting the players just really being able to express themselves on the pitch and giving their best? And secondly, what's your aim as you go back to the Africa Cup of Nations? What's your target in the tournament?
Okay, first of all, the calendar is packed, and when the teams which players from outside, many players from outside like us. We have a little bit a diverse team, I would say it, yeah, with players from inside, but a smaller group, maybe 1/3, and 2/3 from outside. And that is a logistical challenge, very big. Yeah? And the big teams, the players come with a private jet even, then they fly with charter flights. When we come to Cameroon, they lie in the pool and smile at us relaxed. It's very simple. Bafana, since 2 or 3 years, they take charter flights. That's also why they perform better. Because it's just important that in Africa, the travel is stressful, the distances are big, and you have in 3-4 days another game. It affects, you cannot train basically. You have 1 or 2 training sessions. From my background, I'm a little bit maybe fortunate or lucky. I worked always with federations, and in my jobs I was very often always under time pressure in that sense that I never had much time to fulfill my tasks. And I think I knew I can give an influence in a short time. I really knew that, but you can never predict it for 100% if the influence is that positive. But the big teams which are supported, like the Cameroon or so, they have a huge advantage in that, a big advantage. There's absolutely no doubt, and it will be very difficult for the teams in between, who also have players from outside, without sponsors, to cope with them. It's going to be very difficult. There's absolutely no doubt, because the calendar will rather get more compact and relaxed. I can remember when I was working with Rwanda, sometimes we had 2 weeks, the team together before a national team match in 2006, 2007. Now it's 2-3 days. Players, the last group of players always arrive on a Tuesday. So, and the match sometimes Thursday or Friday. So then you have the Wednesday, Thursday final session. So many things happening in meetings also. And you need their support staff, yeah? Analysts. If I say one name, it would be unfair to the others, you know. But if not everybody there pulls on one string, you have 0 chance. It's very simple. And so it can affect. Yeah? Some teams are there advantaged. Yeah? In some smaller teams where the players come mostly from local teams, they have more time. So the teams in between, they're actually the most disadvantaged teams in that whole scenario. Regarding the tournament, objective, actually, that's too far. No? You cannot really predict. I mean, if you're there, you want to come to the second round. You don't want to go there just to be there and train 5-6 times in the tournament and have 3 matches and then go home. But I think that goes for every team which participates. You know? And but it's very, very far. You don't know, can the players keep their shape, their fitness? Maybe one gets injured, maybe bad or so, is out. It's too far. Yeah? It's a bit unique, I must also say. Normally a tournament should be 3 months, 4 months after the qualification and not over a year. Yeah? But the calendar, I think, didn't make it possible in another way, so we have to accept it as it is. It gives us time really to work on things, because there's no doubt, we will also come in a valley sooner or later, in a short valley. We hope just that it's in a period which is not so affecting, has a negative consequences. I know next year in June there's a window where there's no qualification match. If it would happen there, I would be happy. But because it's a normal team building process, we basically progress from match to match. And even today, that was a very tight match. The Kenyan team is fast. They're physically very strong. They also can play football. And it was a little bit of drama at the end, for sure.
Excellent. We'll take 2 more questions.
Yeah, Coach, now that you have qualified, you are going for Cameroon, are we expecting any big result, or it's time for you to assess some of your players who have not been playing?
yeah, you need to take every game serious because it counts on the FIFA ranking. And the better your FIFA ranking, the better your seedings in the next thing, and so on. So it has consequences. The FIFA ranking for me personally is now not the most important thing. Yeah, it's good, it's nice, but it influences your seating in the next tournament, maybe, you know. So that's why. On the other side, we didn't lose a game yet, 5 games. We want to continue like that, but I must also look at the players, how they, I mean, I'm sure 3 or 4 players went maybe above the limit today, and I must see how we can assemble a squad which can face Cameroon. A few other players maybe also deserve a chance. But again, then you lose, and then you guys again, what is this? The team is not so good, and this and that. Yes, so we need to find a balance. But I cannot play with Gerald. He has a broken, I think, clavicular, that's for sure. And 1 or 2 others, maybe you will never know how it is. No? Then there's another thing, yellow card rule. No? How is it if you get a yellow card in Cameroon? Are you then banned the first match in the Afcon? We need to really sort that out. And but we went also with the development team to the Chan, and you criticized everybody, even though there was no other option. No? There was no other option, and unless we have pulled out of the tournament, like other countries, because the league was running, no? You couldn't disturb them. And so we must balance what, sure, when we go there and play, we want to bring a good performance, we want to get a positive result, but we must also be cautious on other things. No?
One final question.
Coach, maybe you can share on the severity of the injury on Gerald.
I think it's most likely a broken clavicular. That's not a career-threatening injury or something like that, but it will take, I'm sure, 3 to 4 weeks to heal. Many people had that in their life before, so it's sad, but it's not something which will have any influence on his career. No? That's 3-4 weeks, I would guess, maybe 6 weeks, I do not know, I'm not a doctor. But that's happening.